is Leela, and I'm going to show you how I encourage my students to use the pieces out of their method books to be creative and actually practice memorizing pieces. This is especially good for those who are a little hesitant on memorizing and a little scared of creating. I'm choosing one from the Faber book, Piano Adventures Level 2A, and one of my students' favorite is Whirling Leaves, which is appropriate for our fall punch card that Wendy has designed for the lesson book bash. And this one sounds like this. Love it because of the wonderful melody and the peaceful feel, and especially that left-hand pattern. So once they get to know the piece as written, then I encourage them to have fun with the left-hand pattern, and I like to use the word ostinato with them. And I'll play that pattern for them and ask them to put their hand in the A major 5-finger pattern, which the right hand is practicing right now. And so if both of us are playing it, I will do this, and they are encouraged to play any note in the right hand. And probably half notes first, and then maybe some shorter notes, and a combination of long and short. So once they get familiar and comfortable doing that, I will have them play the ostinato, and then I will play the right hand. Once that feels good for them, I may encourage them to create a question and an answer phrase. Again, using that ostinato. And the question ends up. Again, another fabulous way to teach some phrasing. So, therefore, there are some great ways for students to make this piece their own. Let's talk about, just a minute, all the different colors of tape. I love these little tapes in different colors, and so usually with the student we label all the different sections, and in honor of fall you could use some wonderful fall colors. You could also use stickers, and I would call this the introduction and write that in on the tape. And then I would call this phrase A, and I would probably call this one phrase A1. And of course, this very nice bridge is so much fun for them to unlock once they realize that both hands are doing the same thing, like a mirror. And then we go back to the orange lines, and then again, the ending takes from the bridge. And so for those who are hesitant about memorizing, I'll say, okay, how about, can you play the intro? And they'll think, I think I can do that. And so forth. And pretty soon they've got the whole piece memorized because we've cut it into pieces so their brain can remember them pretty easily. So this is a great piece for students to gain some security in their memory skills. So once they have the piece learned and maybe even perhaps memorized, then they could have fun again with the ostinato. Or if they're a little shaky on moving away from the page, you may encourage them, hey, bring the right hand up an octave. Again, sounds totally different. Or both hands. Again, they're making it their own. It's slightly different. This part right here, moving it different octaves. Again, create something totally different. Another thing that my students love to do is they forget about that quarter note right there, and they change the time signature, which is fine as long as they realize what they're doing. And then again, they make a whole different style of piece. Them to do that. That's fine. Make it their own. Another idea is the ending. Remind them how Beethoven loved his endings and they could stretch that out forever. As the composer did, the Fabers, they stretch it out a little bit, but you can encourage your students to do even more. Those fifths, and of course that low A down there. Another idea is why not make it minor? Totally changes the idea and the sound and the mood. And why not encourage transposition? Move it to G. Again, a different sound. And with that added pedal, pretty much anything sounds good because they can hold that pedal down and make everything pretty. So that's just a couple of ideas of how much fun you can have with one of their favorite pieces as they travel through their method book. Hope that helps.